right, how's everybody doing? We're back again with another Deptford Republican virtual town hall. We're here with me, Derek Stallwood. I'm the chairman of the Deptford Republican Club. We got Rich Nolan. He's a candidate for Deptford Town Council, and Mark Mcdonough, candidate for Deptford Town Council. We have been doing these live streams here once a month, and I think we're having a lot of fun with them. So today we're going to go through a bit of the primary, talk about kind of what we're going to do going forward. First, we got the announcements. Make sure you visit the website, deptfordmjgop.org. On the website, if you go to the candidates tab, you can take a look at these two guys and our other two candidates, kind of what they're about and what they're trying to do. And then if you scroll all the way down at the candidates tab, you can sign up for one of our yard signs. We're coming into the general election now.
We're definitely really having yard signs.
We will have the yard signs out, and we want as many across Deptford as we can get. So make sure you go to that website, sign up for that yard sign, and then while you're there, check those tabs. There's a donate one. You guys can help us win this. You guys can help us win this for you. So, we had the primary election. And,
yes, very thankful for all the votes you guys brought in.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. You know, I knew we had something good going on here, but to have such a great turnout from the Republicans in town, and such great feedback on the Facebook, it was great just seeing all the posts rolling in. Everybody so proud of their votes and everything. It really gets me excited to go into the general election.
It makes you feel like it's worth it. As we saw, everybody was out there that was kind of excited. We had some people, unfortunately, that couldn't vote for us this go.
Yeah, well, luckily the general, you can vote for whoever you want.
We really appreciate those people. If you didn't get a chance to get us this time, you will in November. Absolutely, 100% for sure. So we just want to thank everybody that won. We got our 4 town council candidates: Rich Nolan, Mark Mcdonough. We got David Aber and Robin Vance. All 4 of them are going to be going into the general for the town council. We also had a write-in campaign that we were doing for Clyde Cook, and he did take it. He did win, and that's for NJ Senate. So we're happy about that.
LD5, LD5. Legislative District 5.
And then we had Sean Sepsi and Sam DiMatteo in the same district. They both won theirs. We're happy about that. And then, of course, Jack Chittarelli won for the gubernatorial candidate. And, we're all looking forward to working with them going forward into this general election and, working for Deptford and New Jersey.
Yeah.
I think the thing I would comment on is that we're finally waking up. Thank you, New Jersey. Thank you, residents of Deptford. You've had an opportunity to see what the last number of years have been without a voice. And we've offered you a voice, and you have responded. So from all of us to all of you, thank you. Keep up the momentum. Keep up the energy. Look forward to meeting all of you before November, and looking forward for you to successfully put us where we need to be in November.
Yeah, I mean, we can't be humble enough, to be honest. Like, just getting into this and then seeing, I think we hit, in a primary with very little exposure, we hit nearly 1,000 votes.
We actually, with the mail-in ballots, we were over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
Yeah, all of us were. We all had about 150 mail-in ballots in addition to our machine votes. And I think we all had about an average of 975 machine votes. So the one great thing is we all pretty much had about the same numbers. I think there was only about a 10-vote difference between the 4 of us, and that's really good. Shows we have a strong ticket, and you guys, like all of us, so that's very good, and we're happy for that. This is the first ticket that our organization's put together, and it's nice to see good feedback from everybody. And also, it was really great to see all the write-ins. We just got the letter from the county Board of Elections, and a lot of people wrote their names in to volunteer for county committee. More than I don't know than ever, but 2 years ago when we started this, we had 13. We had 13 people write their names in. This year, I think it's something like 57 people wrote their names in to volunteer. More people than we can even appoint. So it's great.
Sorry.
A little technical difficulty.
We're still new,
but things are going great. So if you wrote your name in, please get a hold of us. We would love to have you come to the meetings, and we would love to definitely get you involved. If we can't appoint you for a spot, we definitely have a job for you to do. So we're looking for people to take off on election day. We're looking for people to come out to our events and have a good time with us. We have jobs. Everybody, it's going to be a great time.
And I would add that for the folks that wrote themselves in and took the time to become a candidate or to be, they're represented now in their district, thank you for getting involved. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for having a voice. And more importantly, thank you for giving and working to give of yourself to give a voice back to Deptford. That's what this is all about. This is about Deptford.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to get yourself out there, to put yourself out there, because,
Yeah.
I mean, even on the county committee seat, well, we're going to go over that a little bit, because there's some things that are coming up for that. But, it's a simple write-in position, but, just getting out there and then following up with it and getting involved, it takes a lot to do it, and we
Yeah.
need that all over right now. We need residents getting involved with, their local towns and municipalities.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's your life, it's your world. Everybody complains about the state of the country and the state of the state, and some people are complaining about the town. Instead of complaining, we're here. We can do something about it. Martin, I think you wrote your name in 2 years ago, right?
2 years ago.
That's how we met.
I have to tell you real quickly. 2 years ago, I'm looking at the back of the ballot. We do mail white ballots, and I'm looking at the back of it. I saw all these empty lines. I'm like, wow, this is really crazy. Looked at Marty and said, hey, write me in on line, whatever it was. She did, I did. We sent it back in. It was kind of a lark. That was fun. We had good thing, haha, move on. It was amazing. About 5 days after the election, I get a letter that says, I am now the Deptford representative, public representative for Deptford District 22. And I'm like, holy goodness.
What does this mean?
The good news is I won. The bad news is I won. What do we do with this now? And again, that's the issue of, I've said this for years and I'll say it again. If you're not happy with something and you want to gripe, stop griping, get involved. And again, to every one of you that got involved in the primary elections and got involved as the candidates in the different districts, thank you. We can certainly make positive change. And this is not about anything other than Deptford. We want to make Deptford what it can be, what it should be, and give you guys the voice back that you may have lost a few years ago.
Well, to the point of getting involved, that doesn't necessarily mean running for office.
Mm-hmm.
Look into the people that are running and vote your conscience. Vote for what it is. Because if you're actually involved in the process, no matter how small it is, the vote is the most important because you get to pick the direction.
And it gets exciting too. You come to some meetings and you meet the candidates, and sometimes we have county candidates there. Sometimes we even have state candidates like Clyde Cook come around, and it's really cool. You meet the candidates and you kind of get excited to vote for these guys, and you get excited for election day. I know my first election day when I got involved, it was more exciting than the Super Bowl. Looking forward to it, staying up, waiting for election results to come in. It was really a good time.
Yeah, I was always saying, I'm not real into sports. I follow a few things kind of casually, but politics is my sports. Every 4 years we have a presidential election. That's my Super Bowl. Yeah. I'm the one that's up all night
That's
watching
like the
everything
Olympics.
roll in.
The presidential election's like the Olympics.
Every
4 years.
Yeah, well, it's every 2 years now.
Oh yeah.
Well, and I have to tell you, when we had the good fortune to go up to Jack Chiller's primary win party, as he came down the stairs to meet the crowd that was there waiting for him when it was official, it was very interesting for a few of us to make sure that he knew that Deptford was in the house because we said
Yes.
Deptford's in the house.
Luckily, I have a loud voice. I think I said, "Congratulations from Deptford," and he turned around and said, "Deptford," and looked right over, and I said, "It was cool."
Yeah.
So the new mantra we see Jack, and he certainly reciprocated earlier, this past weekend,
Sunday, right?
when we were at an event where he saw us and he followed up with Deptford's in the house. It's good to be known that we're in the house, and it's time again, seriously, to give a voice back and take a position where we are doing positive things for every individual, every group within Deptford, not just the political party, but for every group. So that's our commitment. That's why we're here. Thank you again.
Yep. Yeah. And then, kind of just since I've gotten involved, how big the organization has grown, and kind of the recognition that we're getting, not just in Deptford, which is pretty big. I mean, we're getting out there, and I think and that's with your help, everybody out there sharing
Couldn't
it
have done
and
it
all
without
that.
everybody, yeah.
Absolutely. But then other people in the state are recognizing that we're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that gives us a chance to give your voice up to the higher chain as well.
Yeah, it does help. I mean, if Republicans start winning, we have met a lot of them, and that will definitely help. And we're all on the same page here. The New Jersey Republican Party is definitely a grassroots movement, and a lot of people are involved at the local level just for the same reasons we are, to make their towns and their counties better. And I can tell you, our county freeholder candidates, our legislative district candidates, they're all just regular people like us,
Yeah.
and they're really just trying to make New Jersey a better place. So, we were very lucky to have a good ticket this year.
Well, you said we had like 50-something write-ins for the county committee seats, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Now that is grassroots.
Yeah, and that's just 50. That's not 50 votes. Some of our people that were on the ballot got over 50 votes.
Multiple
That's
votes.
50 different people wrote their names on a list to get votes.
Yeah.
And that's just amazing to me, and it's just wonderful. And I want to meet you all. I want to have an
Absolutely.
event, and I want all 57 of you to come and talk to us and just even if you don't want to volunteer, just come hang out. It would be wonderful to have everybody at something.
I think the energy is going to be real good. If we can pull something off with getting people over the summer, getting all these people that have taken the time to write themselves in, to be part of becoming involved, these are the folks that I think collectively we have a vision. Collectively, we can spread that vision amongst the folks in Deptford. But more importantly, it's nice to have an event where we are all around like-minded individuals that really want to see something different. And that's what this is about. It's about making a difference.
Well, when we did the Cowtown Rodeo with our
the Cowtown Rodeo was so much fun.
It was so much fun. We had all plenty of people show up that were from the club and outside of it even. My kids were there. Rich brought his kids, and they had a blast. And it was just nice to get out together with, like Martin said, like-minded people and enjoy a night out.
Yeah, it was
and it was a shot of normalcy since this past year and a half or so.
Yeah, we should all get together and do like an ice cream social or something.
Well,
there's a working on it.
There's a comment I want to add here because we talked about the cans and Jack and so forth. There's been a lot of things on Facebook. There's been some things even on our Deptford GOP site. But I guess there's one thing that really concerned me. I want to make a message about is that, all right, Jack won. That means that 3 other candidates did not. And there's been a lot of negativity out there about Jack this or Mr. Rizzo this or so on and so forth. At the end of the day, we have seen Jack firsthand making an effort to reach out to the folks that were not part of his campaign. We saw it this past Wednesday when there were some from the Rizzo campaign that showed up to meet him, to understand him, to show that they will support. So at the end of the day, look, if it's about changing the way the state does business, and I think that's what we all want, is that let's drop a little bit of the anger, the angst. If you have a chance to go out and meet Jack, meet him, talk to him, get to know him, because he's doing the same thing. I can promise you that he will spend the next number of months trying to reach out to those in the party that did not support him, and certainly reach out to the ones that did, as well as the folks that are independents and Democrats as well. So I see this, but if we're going to come together, we're going to make this happen with putting a Republican, putting Jack Citarelli in the governor's office. It's going to have to be a concerted effort with people being able to say, let me put our differences aside, let me try and understand him and see how we can bring this all together.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just research, your candidates some more and don't research what could have happened. Research the candidates on the ticket now and pick your best candidate. And I think, for us as Republicans, the choice is easy.
Well, it doesn't seem to really be that. I mean, for us as Republicans, it might be.
It is, though. I don't want to get too far into this because we're getting away from Deptford here, but, you start looking at, well, Jack's a rhino this, Jack's a rhino that. Well, in my opinion, if you don't vote for Jack, you're a rhino come November because, if you don't vote for Jack, you're basically voting for Murphy.
Yeah.
Well, again,
anyway, I would agree with that.
We probably should move on. Come
Get
back to Deptford.
Well,
we could talk about this all night. Sometimes this is the kind of stuff we talk about at our events.
It's kind of on that point. We're talking about bringing the party together to get behind a gubernatorial candidate. We need to work together as neighbors, and that's what it is. In a party, you're all in one organization. You got to work together. And in Deptford, whether we're Republican, Democrat, or Independent, it doesn't matter. We need to work together. When we just from going to these town council meetings and the board meetings and asking questions and trying to get answers, it doesn't seem. Now I understand us going to the town council meetings and asking questions. Them not really wanting to give us answers because we are kind of the opposition.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they don't get very many answers anyway.
But at the same time, I've seen other people ask questions. We've heard stories of other people asking questions, non-political, and not getting those answers. And that's just not right. We should all be working together.
I think the vision that I have of these town councils is that we go into a packed room, that there are people sitting up on the dais
That's what we would like.
Not electors, the podium, but folks that are sitting up there that are there to listen to what citizens bring there. To me, the best definition of a town council meeting is a packed house. Because people who are there that believe they're going to be heard, they're going to be listened to, and we'll find them answers. Look, I'm not going to tell you the answers are always going to be the ones that you're going to like. Okay? It's not going to happen. But sometimes it's about having your voice heard and knowing that somebody listens to you. The neighbor that keeps you awake, the street that needs to be repaved, the things that sometimes get overlooked. But at the end of the day, it's when we're looking at this, we got involved to be involved for our neighbors, our friends, our citizens. We didn't get involved to bring the Republican moniker, the Republican ideals and values to Deptford. We came here to bring Deptford values to Deptford. So as we move through this, and if you guys are so interested in us that you put us in office come first part of November, then the jackets come off, the work clothes come on, and we start to make a difference.
Yeah, a big change I would like to make happen that is a very simple change that won't really make too many waves. If you go to a council meeting now and you get the agenda, all you see is just a bunch of lines, and there's just a bunch of ordinances with zero explanation, bunch of titles of the ordinances and resolutions, and you really don't know what's happening. You don't know, for example, I don't have I think the paper's in my backpack, but you might have resolution 131-B, and it's adding line item A to the budget to cover, some other thing, and you're not really sure what it means, and it's very not specific. I would like to see a specific explanation of that, either on the paper or on a separate piece of paper at the council meetings, so that people can know exactly. Oh, here we go. He has it up. Let's read one of these.
I'll just bring up one of the proposed ordinances or ordinances to be introduced from the last council meeting. Okay. O.11.21. Ordinance of the Township of Deptford amending Baden Ordinance 1.9.18 of the Township of Deptford in the County of Gloucester, New Jersey. Okay. That's it.
Yeah, then that's all you get. Okay. So you have no idea what's happening there.
And that's among 20 other ordinances and resolutions that they're going to be passing that night, at least to introduce them. Now, one person, we can't ask a question on all these ordinances, especially because there's now a 3-minute time limit, apparently. But
I think we're going to start asking questions on the ordinances, because I think the people deserve to know. There's another one on here that I wanted to bring up that was a little ridiculous. It was something with the budget, right?
Well, let's see.
Maybe that was from another meeting.
Let's even take it to a simpler place.
Yes, here we go. Resolution of the Township of Deptford providing for the insertion of a special item of revenue in the budget pursuant to New Jersey S 40A 4-87 high intensity drug trafficking area. When I see that, I want to know what the drug trafficking area is. How, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then what's the special item that's getting inserted? There's a lot of questions in that resolution, and none of them go answered when you go to the meeting. And I think that's why nobody goes to the meetings, because they see this list and they say, I don't know what any of that means. Why would I even go? But if we have it out there, what is happening at these meetings? How much money is getting spent? This item is going to cost us $100,000. I think some people might want to go and speak up.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a better idea. When that's what we're willing to do is listen to your ideas. Maybe we don't need this special item. Maybe we need, a drug rehab or something. And by the way, I'd be fine with starting a nonprofit here if I had some help from the town. We're willing to listen to your ideas. As crazy and wild as they are, I'm not saying we're going to make them happen, but we'll be polite. We will listen, and we want to hear them.
Well, as these guys will attest to with having small children at home, these things on the agenda are like saying, don't touch that stove. Why not? Because I said so. Not because it's hot, but because I said so.
Yes, exactly.
Look, you guys deserve better than I said so. Does anybody here in this room want to spend 3, 4, 5, 6 hours in a town council meeting? Not really. But at the end of the day, with us involved, till the last person is heard is the way it should be done. You live here, you have a voice, you pay taxes, you should expect something from that. Not what you got. What else you got?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to use that as a quote.
Yeah,
what else you got?
Now, to that point, is part of our job here at the Deptford Republican Club is to get the town interested. I would love to see these like you were saying, these town council meetings just packed to the brim.
Yeah.
You got people folding out the doors. They got to line up and then take turns.
Yeah.
When you guys get in, we get the 4 of yous in, and I think you actually said this a little bit ago. If you're there till 11, 12 o'clock at night that night, that's the job. You're there.
We got everybody involved.
We did our job.
Yeah, the thing is, we want everybody to be involved. We want to see incumbents get primaried. We want to see the town wake up and really start getting involved. We want to see volunteer organizations pop up. We want to see all this happening. We want to hear the concerns. I think that it takes a community. You know what I mean? And that's what we've lost.
We see it done on a personal level. We've got a neighbor out here who obviously has lost a dog. It's been gone for quite a while.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things that they're rallying around. That's a cause you're rallying around. Just like someone who loses a house in a house fire. It's tragic. I've seen many a GoFundMe page started by people here who care about their neighbors.
Yep.
That's the kind of thing. Call it utopia, call it dreaming. But you know what? Let's do dream a little bit. Let's go back here and say, wouldn't it be nice to live in an area where I know my neighbor? I don't just see him as somebody I wave to, but I know that Chris lives next door to me. I know that Joe lives behind me. I know there's another Joe over here and we interact on the weekends.
Right.
That's what this is about. To me, that's what, you want to make a town something, let's make it a township of citizens, not a township of residents.
Yeah. What I like is, just in my little I live in Almalin Homes, so it's just 2 roads, little compact area.
Yeah.
And I've only been there for like 3 years, and I know my immediate neighbors, and I'm learning my other neighbors that are all around. And just this past winter, I drove past a little old lady. She's out there like just finished up shoveling her sidewalk on my way home from work. Well, next year I'm going to make sure that I do that. That's the type of community that I think we all want to live in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we all need to get together, and when you get to know your neighbors, you can say, say me and Martin screw up on council. Oh, can you believe the council's doing this? Can you believe they're putting this through? Well, come to the meeting and tell us we're screwing up before we actually sign the papers and screw up. Right. You know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff like where the community can come together and make it better together. We're not here to rule over you. We're not here to make decisions, to push things through. We're here to serve you as a community and listen. And I think once we start listening to the community, that's when the community will come out, and that's when they'll come out in force and tell us what they want.
100%. Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, we did a trial, if you want to call that, a couple weeks ago where we were walking Oak Valley. We knocked on doors. We met neighbors.
That was so much fun.
And this was regardless of party affiliation. It was knock on doors. And for the most part, I think, other than one incident I had, we were welcomed with open arms because it hasn't been done in quite a while. You know what? Yeah, there may not be time, but you can better believe between now and November the 2nd that the 4 candidates are going to do everything in their power to be door to door to try and meet and speak to every one of you. You have a voice. Again, you'll hear me say that 1,000 times, and I'm sorry, but you have a voice. You need a voice. You need to be heard.
So I want to get out there so much that you're kind of sick of seeing us.
Yeah, like, oh my God, these guys are coming. These guys are coming down the road again with a parade float. Really?
Yeah. Yep.
But no, and to that, if we skip you, or like I think when we were out parading, somebody hopped on Facebook and said, "Hey, come to my house. I got waters for you," which was wonderful, by the way.
We needed that.
Yeah. So like that kind of stuff is great. Or get on message the club on Facebook or one of us and say, "Hey, I would love to meet you. So my neighbor. We'll make a special trip out one night just to meet you."
Yeah, I mean, we'll do our best. Absolutely. I mean, if you can, you can find us here on the Deptford Republican Club forum. You can go onto the website deptfordnjgop.org and fill out the information on there and any questions and concerns. I believe there's a comment section on the website. I'm not exactly sure where it is. Forgive me. But on the forum page, you can find us on Facebook. It's we're there, and we want to hear from you guys.
I think the idea that really got to me is the 4 of us came together and started to talk and understand what they were, what we stand for. As a more mature gentleman, let's just leave it at that. There's a term that was used many years ago called public service, and that rings true to me. That's what this is about. It's not about my agenda. Look, I can easily stay home, jump on a Harley, go for a ride, not get involved, but we can't make a difference in the very, very, ringing words of my dad. Don't bitch if you're not going to get involved. Guess what? We're involved.
Well, we're involved, and I'm happy to be doing it. To be honest, I'm having a blast. I really am.
Me too. Yeah, and it really is fun. I mean, I'm very glad that I got into politics. Just I never saw myself as a politician. I still don't see myself as a politician, and I think that's why I'm having such a good time, because I'm just out there just trying to see what the world of politics is like, and trying to just represent my community the best I can and try to be like the honest politician that everybody wishes they had,
Well, politician isn't a 4-letter word. There's a lot more, but
it kind of is now. I mean, you hear so much we get some comments. I think somebody was like, I was talking about a couple of transparency policies, and they were like, politicians always say they're going to be transparent. The thing is, we're not politicians, and we're going to have nothing to hide, and we have no reason to be any less than fully transparent.
But that's true, though, isn't it? Every politician comes out and they're running for whatever they're running for. I'm going to be the most transparent guy ever. But, half of them might mean it, and then the half of that half might do something about it. I'm going to tell you right now, our candidates will do something about it.
It's scary looking at that agenda.
Right.
And that agenda is coming from a council that won a transparency award this year. Not just to give a little jab. I don't like jabbing at our council, but that is a little disappointing. So I hope before we get in office that they do make some changes to that, and I will be bringing that up at the council meetings for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, that's kind of what we're here for. You know, we want to push our public officials to do better,
Yeah.
even if you know, and the pressure from another campaign trying to take their jobs, for lack of a better word, I think is kind of doing that.
Yeah.
And I guess the thing that I'm looking at here too is that push us,
Oh yeah.
put us in there, you know, put us in office, push us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we want to hear you. I mean, the one thing that I think bothers me the most is that there are probably people in Deptford that are looking for something, looking for change, need to have something done, don't know who to ask, and quite honestly don't feel like they have a voice. And again, we harp on this a lot, but you need to be heard. And I'd like to believe that, you know, as we go through this process, that there are 4 candidates sitting, you know, in Deptford right now. They're saying we're happy to listen. Come tap us on the shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, as we head into campaign season, you'll probably see us in parks. You'll see us out in front of grocery stores. You will see us walking
Absolutely.
in neighborhoods. And this is your opportunity to stop and say hello, unlike a citizen. I'm being very careful here. Unlike a citizen that while we were doing the parade decided as he was walking down the street to snub me and look the other way when I said good afternoon. That's not who we are. That is not who we are. That's not who we will ever be.
Well, I'd say kind of to that point, if you have a question for town council now, and you can't make the meetings, you can't, you don't feel confident enough to do it, send me the message. You know,
Yeah.
I've got no problem
Derek,
asking these questions.
Derek's definitely asked some questions at the meetings for sure, and I will. I mean, I have a lot of my own questions I've been asking, but I would love to ask some for the neighborhood. I mean, we're here to represent you. And that's the thing with the Republicans, like these county committee people that you guys wrote your names in, and some of you voted for them. Go to them. I know for one, like it, you know, they would love to hear these questions come from their constituents, because that's really what they got elected to kind of be, you know, the representatives of their little Deptford voting districts to represent the Republicans there. And, you know, bringing, I mean, I when I was the District 3 guy, I would have loved it if somebody said, oh my God, you're the county committee person. I would love if you brought this to the meeting. I mean, that's like really what the job is.
Right.
It doesn't really happen, but that would have been amazing.
Well, and in today's days of technology, you know, there's no reason why town council meetings can't be streamed. There's no reason why somebody can't be monitoring the site and looking for comments coming through.
Yeah,
and
I think
saying,
it's that.
hey, we didn't think about this. You know, here's somebody's asking for 2 minutes or 20 seconds, as the case may be, on a comment that's coming in. What do you do that? Well, that's not on our agenda, but however, let's make a note. So and so, make sure that gets on next month's agenda so we can bring that up. Again, let's get heard. Technology, in person, you know. Carrier pigeon if you need to, but you need to have a voice.
Well, I was going to say carrot chicken.
Not doing the chicken thing anymore. Unfortunately, I got rid of my chickens.
But,
So.
is that, you know, to that point, like, during COVID, they did Zoom call the meetings, you know, because they weren't in person, and I don't know why that would have stopped. I think a lot of people would agree that should have kept going.
I think they did have some technical difficulties with the Zoom. I don't know if the Zoom is necessarily the best platform because
I mean, Facebook's pretty decent. We're doing it.
yeah, Facebook is, but what we're doing now is almost like a live video stream,
Right.
where they were doing the Zoom platform, which I think was like difficult. They were getting a lot of feedback, you know, from other people's microphones, and there was a lot going on there.
But it could be worked out. I mean,
Again, our system right now on Facebook is not to give Facebook a plug, but certainly while there is no microphones to mute, there certainly is a chat window that allows us to have comments coming in on a regular
How are we
basis.
doing on those comments?
Which, by the way, let's get some questions.
Yeah,
if we got them,
get
for
some
sure.
questions.
We'll definitely take them while we're here.
Yeah, because me and Martin, we will talk for hours.
Yeah.
Oops.
I'll go through.
Like I'll never forget the first last year, or was it the year before, our first Christmas party. It was me and Martin.
This party is just legendary at this point.
It was me, Martin, and Jamie at the party. And that was really, I didn't really even know Martin at that point. Like, you know, we had our conversations because we were in the club together, but we really hadn't had any quality time. And we spent that whole night talking about stuff, and it was a really great time.
And I got to tell you, that was on the heels of you had been to a Gloucester GOP meeting. And I got to tell you, I'm sitting there with the guy, and I'm listening to him, and he's charged. I'm like, what is this energy from? Where's this coming from? And as I listen to him, it's like he's gotten charged up because somebody inspired him when he was meeting with Gloucester County GOP, folks. And that's what this is. Let's get inspired. Let's have some fun. You know, it's been a long time since I think everybody has really gone out and had some fun, but Involvement is fun. You meet great people. I have to tell you, some of the folks that I met over in Oak Valley were just aces. And to you guys and gals, thank you for being hospitable. We'll see you again very soon. You can bet on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, to the point of getting involved and then kind of coming into the fold. I remember Robin Vance, our candidate, she came to her first meeting kind of just to check it out and with us and see, maybe volunteer a little bit here and there. I don't think she ever imagined at that first meeting she's going to be a town council candidate.
Well, don't scare everybody away.
Well, you don't have to go all the way up to the top. But, the option's there, and I think she felt comfortable enough with the team that we're building that she was able to do that.
Yeah,
and she's great. I can't wait to see her.
Robin is a great candidate.
And the one thing I think I've seen with the four of us, and was certainly echoed at the party, the gathering up in North Jersey, and certainly this past weekend at Washington Park, is it's a lot of like-minded people, and it's not about the party, it's about making a difference. And I got to tell you, it was a very exciting time to see people come out. Again, there were supporters that were not Jack supporters, and talking to him and having him work with them to make sure that they understood his viewpoint. That's what this is about, because there was an exciting energy there, and I got to tell you, when you're involved in it and you see it start to spread, what a great thing.
And I was very happy to see Deptford people over at Washington Lake Park too. Came out, said hi to our tent. I'd seen a couple people that had been to our meetings, almost from the beginning, stop by and tell us how great a job we're doing and how they want to get involved now. And it's really great seeing. We're reaching further than Deptford too, and we're going out. We're sending a good example, for you guys.
Yeah, I hope we can set the precedent of what public service in a municipality is meant to be. I hope. We can make it all happen in Deptford, and then that spreads. That's what I would love to see. And kind of to the point of when I said earlier, we had some Democrats that wanted to vote for us in the primary. That's great. I love that. And that makes us feel amazing.
Yeah,
knowing that we are crossing the party line.
We're bringing everybody together.
And I'm watching the comment section here. Robin, thank you so very much. I mean, you bring some energy here as well. So, you are just as much an important part of the four of us and a major player in how we move Deptford forward. So thank you again. David, thank you as well, because we have found, like-minded people, including folks volunteering for these representative seats. That's what it's going to take. If you want change, then quit bitching, get involved.
Yeah, I think if you got to come to a meeting and meet all four candidates together, because we really do make a great team. One thing I haven't known these people for very long. Martin, I've known the longest, but and that's only going on 2 years.
That's a compliment, yeah.
Yeah, but the other two, I mean, like you said, when we meet Robin at that meeting, it was like not long ago at all. It was in the park during the pandemic, right?
No, it was here. When we were meeting up
she
here,
came to
and I
Martin's
believe
brother.
it was towards the end of November.
Yeah, and even David just met him, and we're all becoming great friends, and we're really having a great time. I can't say enough great things about our team and our ticket, and all the great volunteers that have come out already to help. We got to really have a great team.
Well, we talk about that sense of community. Well, I'm sorry, real quick. We talk about that sense of community. We have that here.
Yeah,
and it's a great feeling too. I mean, I'm telling you, don't take it from us. Come find out.
Right.
And again, it's. I've met people I didn't know. The last 18 months has been a whirlwind and a hell of a good time. It was nice to be at Washington Lake Park and have people walk up and go, "Oh, you're one of those guys that's a candidate for town council in Deptford." Yes, I am. I don't know these people, but again, it gives you a common bond and something. Maybe our common bond is maybe one of these summers, next summer probably, how about all the adults go over to Fazzola Park, take off your shoes and socks, and go splash in the splash pad. There's a fun time. We don't have to be children to do crazy things.
I don't know. There'll probably be some pretty angry kids in there.
They'll join.
I don't know. I've never really seen an angry kid when an adult comes to play. They're usually pretty happy. I know my kids would love it if I went to the splash pad. They pretty much drag me into everything.
Yeah.
So how are we doing on questions there? We got
I don't see
anybody?
any questions out there, but we do have Nick DeSilvia. He's a freeholder candidate in there. He's saying that we got 4 great council people coming up. I do thank you, Nick. Can't wait to work with you. It's gonna be great. But if you do have questions, like I said, stick them in the comments section here. We'll do our best to answer what we have or what you guys get. And then remember, go check out the website. Go down to that candidates that candidates tab all the way to the bottom. Scroll to the bottom. You're going to see a little sign-up sheet for a Deptford GOP candidate yard sign. Like I said, the sign design right now is yellow and black, but yellow black letters, and I want to see yellow signs all over come September. I believe September we can start putting them out.
Yes, yeah.
Whenever we're allowed.
September 2nd, I think, because the election is November 2nd, and I think you're well, it might be. I don't know if it's a month or 2 months.
Well, we should
We will find out because we're not going to try to. Like I said, this is our first time doing this. But we're not trying to break election laws here. So we're going to get the signs out when it's appropriate, and they will be Deptford colors because we are here for Deptford.
Yes.
As patriotic as we are, and we love making things red, white, and blue. I think we're going to go with Deptford colors on this one.
Yeah, I said, and Kathleen got me a nice pen that I left at home. I love that pen.
Yeah.
Robin says attend one of our Tuesday night virtual meetings. Absolutely. So every week on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock we have a virtual Zoom meeting. You can go to the Deptford GOP forum. I always post a link out on there, and then I send it out in an email as well. If you want to be on our currently active email list and get those emails, just shoot me a message. We'll make sure that we get your information, get you on that list.
Well, it's fun to see again, Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting. We've seen the numbers come up. It's nice to be looking at a screen that used to be 6 boxes or 3 boxes, and now it's 25 boxes.
Where's everybody?
Yeah, and to see new faces and have people introduced, because look, we're a fun group. You know, they come in, they want to be a part of it. We're going to talk to them. We're going to explain things. We had a couple, we'll leave them nameless, the other evening that were so comfortable that they invited us into their dining room while they were having dinner.
Yeah.
So we're having our Zoom meeting and in their dining room. So again, thank you for allowing us to come into your home, and thank you for welcoming us into your home.
I don't know if you want us in your home like that all the time.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but like I said, it is definitely getting fun, and now, it gets a little more serious going into the general election. It was fun going through the primary.
It's gonna still be fun. We're gonna. The key is to keep it fun. If it starts feeling too much like work, it's not gonna be fun. It's gonna be hard to keep on trucking. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of doors to knock on. We have a lot of people to meet. I think we got just over 1,000 votes. We're gonna need a lot more than that to win. So we're going to need everybody's help. Everybody that voted for us, you need to find 10 more people to vote for us.
If that happens, we win.
I think that we're going to be pleasantly surprised by the energy and the momentum that we're going to see out of Deptford citizens. I think that they have been lulled to sleep over the years. I think it's time for some energy. I think it's time for them to come out and recognize that these guys and gals are the real deal, and they really want to make a difference. So if you believe that, great. If you don't, come talk to us. Because I believe that we have the moxie to convince you otherwise, that we are the real deal, and we're looking to make a change.
Yeah, I think that just, and we try to drive it home every time. That's why we do these live streams. We want to see the questions. We want to see, everyone that's on any Deptford page or any Deptford forum in on these live streams and giving us these questions and that engagement, because we need to hear from everybody. We can go in there with what we have and the plans that we have going forward. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean we're encompassing everything. Yeah. I'm sure there's so many more issues in Deptford that we don't know about that we need to. Yeah,
we just, we want to hear from you, and I think we want to start, if anybody knows anybody at the library, we really want to start meeting at the library again. We used to have great meetings in the library, we had speakers come in, a lot of new people always, and then, after the pandemic, we haven't been able to use the library, and now things are starting to open back up. Well, the library meeting room still hasn't. So if anybody knows anybody in the library board, if you work at the library, please put in a good word for us, because we would love to meet there again.
And have you there. Mm-hmm. So we do have a question. George asks, what are the 3 biggest ways we'll improve the town?
Okay.
All right. So we'll go down the line. You want to start? You want to pick one and go?
I'll start. I mean, the biggest way, honestly, I think is going to be the transparency thing. Mm-hmm. That way people know exactly what their money's being spent on, mm-hmm. and without needing to file an Oprah request. That's the thing is, like, a lot of this stuff is public record, and that's what they'll tell you if they ask you. Well, you can file an Oprah request. You can look it up on the website. All this. I want to have more information readily available when you come to the town council meeting. Mm-hmm. Like I said before, when you have the agendas that are just like the ordinance lines and the resolution lines. I want to have more in layman's terms, like broken down, real easy to read, real easy to understand what this actually means, what this is actually going to cost, where the money from this is coming from. I think if we start doing that, we will see a lot more community involvement and actually a lot more really good candidates come out of it. Because I know we've done a lot of research, and it's definitely been a learning curve, learning how these budgets and how the town works. And I think if we had more people that knew what was going on, we could get great candidates coming up, and we could really become a very strong town. I think that's one of the biggest changes that we're going to make if we get elected is making the town part of the town council.
Well, I think to capitalize on that, 1A, that's one, and 1A or 1B is challenge us. We don't know it all, and if something is going to cost X, Y, Z, is there a better way? Is there a faster way? Are we listening to the people that when people don't complain, you've lost them. When people have a voice or are telling us things, that's because they're engaged and they want to see things better. I don't know what it costs to rebuild the bridge, but you know what I do? I'm smart enough to know that it better be the safest bridge at the cheapest possible cost, period. Because we're spending your money. I don't want any signs out front that said brought to you by Richard Martin and Robin and Dave.
That's the next thing we're going to change.
We want signs out front that said supported by the citizens of Deptford.
Brought to you by the Deptford taxpayers.
Brought to you, yes, exactly. There's Number two, again, we need to look at what we're doing and approach how we go into Deptford and making sure people have a voice. I've harped on it. I'll harp on it till I'm dead. You got to have a voice. You got to be engaged, and you've got to know that when you come to someone in Deptford Town Council, over the next coming years, hopefully, that when you ask a question, if you don't get an answer that evening, that before it's all over, somebody will get back and get you an answer. Then you're taking name and number, taking email addresses, so you're not lost in the shuffle. I mean, one of my neighbors, and one that's a hot button for me, had a real tough time over the last year with zoning over a garage. That's absurd. When I walk into the office and ask for help, here's a sheet of paper. Do this, and your building can be approved. Make it real simple. It's not a guessing game. I actually lived in a state where if the zoning commission didn't come back in 45 days, on the 46th day, it was approved regardless. It's a dangerous precedent, but I'm telling you, it makes people work for a living. Might not be the best answer here, but again, we have to think about streamlining.
Well, something like that would kind of press the people that are doing the job to get it done before that 46th day, because you don't want some 3-story shed going up in a development because you slacked on your job.
Then number two, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
I think that was 2. You're going 3 now.
Okay. Well, yeah. That's. I think that they all kind of stem off of the community thing, and that's where I'm going with this. And I don't know if this list is any particular order of importance, but this is something we definitely want to get done. We want to make it so you can vote for your mayor.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know if everybody knows this, but the town council appoints the mayor from one of them. So you run 4 seats for council, and you get on council. You run 3 seats for council. The next year, you guys get on council, and they pick out of that pool of people who gets to be your mayor. The problem with that is the mayor then pushes the agenda of the council. There's no checks and balances. Right. You can't elect an independent mayor when there's a Democratic council. You can't elect a Republican mayor when there's a Democratic council. The people do not get the choice of who their mayor is. And I think that's a huge problem we have in this town. And that is one of the big changes I would like to make. I would like you to see, when you go to vote on that ballot, a column for mayor. And anybody can run for that, and anybody can bring the voice of the people up, regardless of the party of the council and the wishes of the council. And I think that'd be very important. That's something that the Deptford Republican organization is fully committed, and Deptford Republicans for Change are fully committed to making happen. If we all 4 of us get in and we take the power on the council, that is one of the first things we're going to do.
I think that's going to be that, along with opening the books. That's got to be number one. Because I think we talked about this a little bit before. All 4 of our candidates get in. That means that we get the majority, which means that we pretty much get to pick who the mayor is going to be for that bit.
Yeah.
But that person that becomes mayor it's a limited time position.
Yeah, until we
go through the process that we can change our standing in the Faulkner Act and allow you guys to vote for your mayor. So when we have, just for example, right now we've got a full Democrat council. And then say the next election year is for mayor and the 3 council seats.
Yeah.
Or it's only for the 3 council seats. You're still stuck. Even if you get those 3 people in that are from a different party or whatever it is, you're still kind of stuck with the same leadership. Now, if you could vote for your mayor, it doesn't matter 3 or 4 council people that election. you can vote for anybody. For
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There'll be a slate of candidates, and you pick the person that you believe is going to best do the job. And I think that's, as you hear and talk to us, you're going to see, and great segue, by the way, you're going to see a lot more of us being invited to, put the monikers aside and let's do what's good for the masses. If you've got a mayor that you're going to elect, if it's a Republican, Democrat, Independent, doesnto matter. If the masses vote for this individual, that's what it's going to be. And guess what? Town council will have to learn how to work with them.
Yeah, and to add to that, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought there.
Well,
I was going to say something right before Martin started talking, and I think I lost track of it.
Well,
it was to the biggest change thing. I wanted to add to this biggest change. The one thing about Deptford is it's a really great town. I mean, I love it here, and I love my neighbors, and I love the town. And I can tell you that there's plenty of other towns that are worse off, and people will tell you that too. Like, our leadership hasn't totally let us down, and I think that's a good thing to point out too. Like people, Derek didn't move here too long ago. Deptford's a great place. We're not looking to flip it over, and we're not looking to take the table and flip it over and start over from scratch or do something totally different.
Burn it all down. And
So as far as big changes go, we're here to just like we said, bring it to the people. We want to see what the people want, and then start making the changes. We're not going to run on some big promises and just start like a bull in the china shop, start tearing things up. We're gonna come in and we're gonna carefully make sure we're doing what's best for the town.
To your point, again, past leadership, 20 years back, 30 years back, 40 years back, built a good base, and there's a good base here. But at the end of the day, it's is the base here serving the needs of the people who are the base, and that's really the question.
Yeah, I mean, I think when our current council was all elected 20 years ago. They probably had the best intentions. They were doing a great job. I think they might have lost track of who they're serving, though. And
I think it's something that you bring up quite often. It's the customer service aspect of it. Once you guys get on council, you are employees of the township and beholden to the voters, and you need to have a good customer service relationship with them. When they come for questions, you take those questions. You can't answer them right away, like Martin said. Jot them down. Get their email. Make sure you get back to them. Oh, the next council meeting, they show up. Oh, hey, I remember you. You had this question. Here's what I got for you today. These are easy
I'm pretty
things.
sure that as business people here, the kiss of death for any one of the three of us is, I want to hear what you got to say. What else you got?
Oh yeah.
No, it's about if you're being heard and we're listening. It's about taking what you have to say, listen to it, find the answer, get it back to you, and the whole circle is complete.
How you doing, Clyde? Good to see you out there.
Cool. What's up, Clyde? So, if we don't have any other questions, I think we could probably start wrapping it up.
Anything else here coming up, and I think that's just one of the messages that we're trying to drive home. We're here for you guys. We want to and need to hear from the town, and we're not just going to sit back and wait for you to come to us to a meeting. We're coming to you guys. We're going to be out there. We're going to be engaging, and we're always open for any questions. Like I said, you can reach us on the Deptford Republican Forum, on the Deptford Republican the Deptford Republican Forum just broke 600 page members, which is a huge milestone. I think when I started last year this time, we had like 175.
Yeah, something like that.
So to see
I remember us being happy we had 200.
Yeah, we broke that 200. Yeah, and we just seen 600, and that's amazing.
I think 50 was a milestone at one point.
Yeah, it was. And that's just a testament to how much we're growing and how much we're reaching. And it's not like we always have 600 people on there, but people are getting their information from that, and then they're checking us out, and we're getting a lot of feedback from everybody, so that's great.
When we make this virtual town hall just as popular as Friday night television is on Tuesday, we're good.
I think we're pretty close to CNN ratings.
Yeah, 13 people. No, we're great.
So just make sure you come out to the Deptford Republican Forum on Facebook. Get out to the website, Deptford GOP or DeptfordNJGOP.org.
DeptfordNJGOP.org.
DeptfordNJGOP.org. And just go through the website. There's tons of stuff up there. Our webmaster Damon's doing a great job with it. He's got tons of information up there. It's always being updated. Like I said, you can see kind of what our policies are as a club, what our candidates are trying to do, and like I said, sign up for a yard sign, sign up for the email list. and if you want to, there's another tab there. You can get volunteer. You can get involved.
Volunteer, yeah. Volunteers.
And if you don't have the time to volunteer, or you're shy, or whatever it is, we can always use the donations to make sure that we can get the yard signs, get the literature, and get these candidates into the town council come November.
Yeah, we don't need a fortune, but these basic stuff, it does get expensive, especially if it's got to come out of the candidate's pockets. So
Well, we don't have we definitely don't have a 6-digit budget.
yeah. So we're definitely asking everybody. We're not asking for much, but I think our campaign this year for our organizations donations is 21 for 21.
Mm-hmm.
We're asking everybody to donate $21. And that'll help us out immensely. If everybody that voted for us in the primary donated $21,
Oh man,
we'd be doing great.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think the other thing too is that we have found that, as the grassroots candidates and the shoestring budget, the one thing that's out there too is that we're going to spend this money like it's ours, because sometimes it's going to be ours.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. Like you donate locally, and your donation is going to go further than any other. And we get enough donations locally, we can help our county people and everything too.
Mm-hmm.
If it comes to that.
Is it safe to say that we'd like to run Deptford the way we're running our campaign?
I don't know if that is. Yeah,
realistically,
I don't know if that is safe, but we'll see.
I'll say, I would like to see Deptford run, the way that I run my small business, or you run your small business,
Yes.
or you work for a large corporation, the way that they run it. There's a bottom line, and
Yes.
it has to be right.
Yeah.
I think we have to deliver the results, we have to deliver the goods, and we certainly have to deliver value to the shareholders.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, guys. Thanks everybody for coming out.
Appreciate it.
We hope to see everybody around. And like I said, make sure you get out to the website, check it out, sign up, all the good stuff. All right. Have a good night.
See you guys.